get it right onto conduct of business. Item 10, adopt a resolution approving number 1, the San Bruno Community Foundation's investment policy statement. Number 2, the transfer of the remaining balance of restitution funds to the San Bruno Community Foundation. And number 3, amended and restated articles of incorporation. And number 4, amended and restated bylaws.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I think it's fair to say that we're here tonight to celebrate an important milestone, a truly important milestone for the City Council and the Foundation in their ongoing partnership to manage and then use the $70 million in restitution funds that were negotiated by the city. Let's do a quick review. The city negotiated the $70 million restitution fund from PG&E as part of a comprehensive resolution of the impact of the explosion on the city. That would be the entire city. As you know, that was in addition to the $50 million that is in the trust fund that is specifically set aside for the work in the Crestmore neighborhood and the city's direct and indirect expenses as a result of the explosion. Many people may not know that those results were achieved without any litigation in court whatsoever and with no claims being filed of any kind. And as far as the city knows, this was the first such settlement in the country in which a city was the direct beneficiary. The settlement agreement provided for the city to form a nonprofit to receive, manage, and then deploy the funds in the community. The City Council selected a board of 7 to run the foundation from over 80 qualified applicants who applied in a public process. In fact, everybody in the city was personally invited to apply via letter. And after several years of a lot of hard work and a lot of time put in both by the City Council and by the members of the board, the city formed the foundation and the board started to meet. So they started to hold public meetings and then ultimately, shortly thereafter, hired an executive director who is here in the audience tonight, Leslie Hadamia, who you're familiar with. One of the most important things they did was engage a consultant, Public Dialogue Consortium, to engage the community to provide ideas for how to spend the money. Well, I think it's fair to say there were more ideas than money. But nevertheless, the foundation moved forward to approve a grant policy, and that's a policy that the City Council also approved. So the foundation is now in the process of making all of those ideas a reality. The first way they chose to do that is by establishing the Crestmore Memorial Scholarship Fund, which will allow up to $100,000 for scholarships for students to go to college or to transfer from a community college to a 4-year institution. In collaboration with the city, the foundation offered up to $200,000 for a new park at 324 Florida, up to $170,000 for pedestrian safety improvements in various areas in the city, up to $300,000 for a community vision plan that would assess the community facility and recreational needs of the community, and then last but not least, up to $30,000 to sponsor the upcoming Community Day in the park. Most recently, the foundation board selected investment advisors, Sandhill Global Advisors, a representative of which is here in the audience, and she happens to live in San Bruno. Sandhill wrote and approved the investment policy statement that you have before you tonight with the assistance of the executive director. And what that document does is it basically tells everybody how the foundation is going to hold and manage the funds for the life of the foundation. That's the final action that the foundation needed to take before being ready to take custody of the remaining $70 million in restitution funds. So that's what tonight's action involves. That's what's before you tonight, to approve the investment policy statement, also authorize transferring the funds, and then 2 additional actions to revise the articles and bylaws. Just want to make a couple of brief comments about the investment policy statement and transfer of the funds. You'll note if you read the document, which is attached to your packet, that the investment strategy for the foundation ranges from moderately conservative for the long-term endowment of $15 million to conservative for the rest of the money. So I think you'll conclude, as the foundation did, that the principal will be well protected from any undue or excessive risk. The foundation is looking to ensure that it can fund at least some of the major projects in the community that the community wants with that $55 million in the next 7 to 10 years, and then use the remaining $15 million to continue operations and community grants well into the future. The other actions before you tonight really involve just technical amendments to the Articles of Incorporation. You've already done that once, but we needed to do it again. And also some of the bylaws. And those are really designed to reflect the current operational realities of how the foundation is working, both with its board committees, with its staff, and with its consultants. And as you know, that's been a tricky thing, because as I mentioned before, this is the first time a city has done this, and we're trying to meld the two different universes of nonprofit law and public entity law. And in the challenges that we've encountered, we found the need to amend the bylaws and amend the Articles of Incorporation to make sure that the foundation can do all of the things that the City Council would like it to do. So we do have copies of all of the documents attached to the packet. That's why it was so long. The Executive Director, Leslie Hadamia, is available here to answer any questions, and we're pleased to recommend that the City Council approve the 4 resolutions that will mark this final launch of the foundation into fully fledged operations to benefit the entire community. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mark. We need to do these individually, 4 separate?
Yes, please.
Okay. Any discussion or action by the council?
I just have one question. On your finance strategy or investment policy strategies, you're talking about the $54 million being spent within 7 to 10 years. Are you saying we can't spend it until 7 years pass, or it's strategized so that it's not expected to be spent sooner than 7 years?
No, it's sort of the outer border would be in the 7 to 10 year time frame, so it's between now and sort of 7 to 10 years.
Oh, okay. So we could, if
We start making some decisions about some of these community facilities, that money is being conservatively invested, so it is being protected and can be used for those projects.
Okay, great. I'm just double checking. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone want to introduce these resolutions? Sounds good, Rico.
I'll take the first one. Go ahead and introduce the resolution number 1, approving the San Bruno Community Foundation's investment policy statement.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Who wants to take on the second? Go ahead. Second resolution.
It's in the staff report, yeah.
Okay.
Irene, go ahead.
I'm going to do it. Transfer of the remaining balance of restitution funds to the San Bruno Community Foundation.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Ken, why don't you do the third?
I'll introduce number 3, amended and restated Articles of Incorporation.
What a team. Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.
Mr. Medina?
Yes, sir. I'd like to approve or introduce, thank you, the amended and restated bylaws.
Vice Mayor Marty Medina.
Aye.
That's it.
Great.
Councilmember Rico Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye. Congratulations. Doing a great job.
I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the foundation. We do see this as a milestone for us, and we're very excited about taking possession of the funds and being able to move forward and doing good in our community with those funds. We also wanted to invite the council and members of the public to our June 1st board meeting, when we will be presenting the first class of Crestmore Neighborhood Memorial Scholarship winners. So we welcome you to come to that meeting and meet the first round of scholarship winners.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.